Alrighty, so the first thing that I do when I'm making a card sort is I just open up the PDF of the cards, and since we both have a Mac, it should be doing the same thing where you just do the Command-Shift-4, and it lets you take a little screenshot of the card, automatically turns it into a screenshot, and I have a folder on my desktop where I just have all of my screenshots that go by default. So I've already gone ahead of time and I've made the screenshot for each of the cards that you can see. Yeah, I've got them in my folder here. So that's the first thing I need to do. Then I'm going to go to Desmos. Obviously, I've created my own account, so you might not have done that yet. But when you do create an account, this is what the home page looks like. And what we're doing is creating a custom activity. So we're going to go to Custom. And up here to the right where it says New Activity, I'm going to click on that. It's taking a second. And so I'm going to call this activity, since the name of the lesson is a sort of sorts, I'm just going to call it that. And click Start Building. And for the new activity, you need to do, if you want to do some kind of directions, we can. So I guess I'm just going to say, let me look and see what the directions were in the book, because I don't remember what they were. All right, so I just went back to the lesson and I copied the directions, and I'm just going to paste them right in there. And then over here, these are all the different things that you can put into an activity. They're pretty self-explanatory. But for card sort, we're going to go to click on this More, and then we're going to go here to card sort. And in order to add a new card, you have choices. Like you can either input a card as a type of text, or you can do an image, which is, of course, what we're going to do. But you also, just so you can see, you have the options for graphs, too. We're obviously doing images because we're using all the screenshots. And because we've got to do A through S, I'm literally just going to tap the image enough times to get A to S. So that means I'm going to need to hit this image button 19 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think I hit the image button 19 times. So I should have 19 blank image cards. And then it's pretty straightforward. I'm literally going to click on the Add an Image. And the way that I have my screenshots by default set up, they should just be in order from A to B, because I just went through and screenshot them in order. So I'm going to click on A, Open. It automatically uploads the image. Then I'm going to go to the next one, and so on and so forth. All right, so I figured you didn't want to sit there and just watch me uploading a bunch of images. So as you can see, I literally just did exactly the same thing for all of these, where I just clicked on the image. It automatically downloaded from my computer. So I have every card. I'm going to double check and make sure did them all in order. I've got A through S here. E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S. Yep. So that's really all you need to do for this one. Because remember, in Sort of Sorts, the directions are, like up here at the top, they can really just sort them however they want to. So I don't need to do an answer key for this one, but I'll show you how to do one with an answer key in just a second. So literally all I need to do now is just hit Next. I'm going to click the thing to make the activity public, because that's the only way I can share it with other people. And hit Done. And so now, if I wanted to, just so you can kind of see, if I wanted to actually run the card sort, you just click on Create Class Code and click View Dashboard. And when you're ready to actually run it in the class, you'll have students go to that website, type in that code, and then that's where you'll get the little thumbnails of all of their card sorts that you can see. If you want to, you can either have them put in their own names. I do have them put in their own names when they do it. because I want a record of what they individually did. But then sometimes when I'm actually showing them to the whole class, I'll click this over here on the left-hand side, this anonymize, and it like gives the names, it gives the kids names like, you know, famous mathematicians and stuff like that. Because I know sometimes my kids don't like having their names actually up there with their work. So, but you can do that or not. And that is pretty much it. So that's how you do one without an answer key. So let me show you how to do one with an answer key. So I'm going to go back to home. And I'm going to go back to custom because I'm going to make myself a new custom activity. And because you'll probably remember that the next lesson actually uses these same cards. It's just that they're doing something different with them. So because it uses the same cards, I'm going to go to the card sort I already created. I'm going to click here and copy and edit so that I've already got those cards. And now I actually need to do an answer key. So if you look, in case you haven't gotten to that, looking ahead at that lesson yet, it comes up in that next lesson, f of x. And the first thing they're going to do with the cards is sort them into functions and not functions. So I'm actually going to create 2 other text cards. So I'm going to click text twice. And I should have gotten 2 blank text cards. Yep. So I'm just literally going to type in function. I'm going to spell it right. And not a function. And then the way that you actually create the key is you click on answer key. And you group the cards together that belong together. So I'm going to kind of move this out of my way for a second here. And I'm going to drag my function up here to one side. I'm going to get this one out of the way. And I'm going to drag not a function over here to the right-hand side. And you literally just drag the cards that belong with function versus not a function. So I'm going to do that real quick. The only thing I need to point out to you is that, so like, for example, I'm probably going to go ahead and go in alphabetical order. So let me figure out what I did with my A here. All right, there we go. I found my A at the bottom of the screen. So now, obviously, A is a function. So the way you create the key, and this is also what the kids have to do when they're dragging to make sure that it shows up for you too. So when you drag it, you need to make sure that they kind of like, see how the function card is highlighting underneath the A? So that tells me now that they're joined together. So see how it says those 2 cards are connected? So function is right there. So I'm literally just going to drag, obviously B is a function as well. So I'm going to move this one out of the way here. I'm going to drag B over. You see how it kind of like everything lights up? So that tells you that it's all connecting together. That's how you know that it's going to work. So I'm just going to pause. I'm going to connect everything that belongs together. All right, so now I've sorted everything so that you can see that the 4 cards and not a function here. It says 4 because the text card counts as one of those cards too. But there's just 3 actual graphs that belong there, D, K, and O. And then the other 17 are over here underneath function. So now you've made your answer key. So I'm going to click done. And just like I did before, next, I'm going to make it public so that other people can see it too. But then I just realized, I need to change the name of the activity. So the name of this activity was f of x, and let's see what part of the problem number it was. It goes with problem, crap, let me find that. There we go, problem 3.1. So I'm just going to say f of x 3.1. And make it public, hit done. And so then now when a kid logs in, so if I create class code, click view dashboard, this would be the website and the number students would type in. So now, whenever you look at all their individual little thumbnails, it'll actually give you like a red versus green for the ones that are matched up right. Because it actually has an answer key that goes with it now.